Okay, let's get into this. We're doing a deep dive today on Elon Musk's new America Party.
Right. Announced on X, of all places.
Exactly. Not your typical campaign launch. It really feels like the explosive end of this feud he had with Donald Trump.
Yeah, a pretty high-stakes feud. And Musk, who, used to be something of a White House insider.
Right, and now he's out there calling the establishment a corrupt uniparty. So our job today is to try and understand what this new party actually is. It seems pretty paradoxical.
It definitely does.
So what was the spark? It seems like they're, let's call it a tattered bromance.
Yeah.
It really shattered over Trump's one big, beautiful bill. Remember?
Yeah, the one projected to add, over $3 trillion to the deficit?
That's the one. And Musk just went off on it. Called it insane spending.
But here's where it gets really interesting, I think, beyond just the spending argument.
What's that?
Well, that same bill, it also phased out the federal tax credits for electric vehicles.
For Tesla.
Yep, exactly. For Tesla, that could mean, potentially, billions lost. So when he calls it insane spending...
You have to ask.
Yeah, you have to ask, was it purely principle? Or was there maybe a bit of, self-interest mixed in, given the hit to his business?
It definitely complicates the narrative, doesn't it? For someone who pitches himself as this, pure innovator.
It does.
And he didn't just complain. He actually threatened to form this party if the bill passed. Said he'd fund primary challenges.
And Trump fired back, right? Threatened Musk's company.
He did. Classic Trump. So when the bill got signed, boom, the America Party was declared formed. Just like that.
Wow, okay.
So what is this party then? What's its core belief?
Well, the main idea seems to be this Democrat-Republican uniparty theory.
Meaning they're basically the same, fiscally speaking.
That's the argument, yeah, that both parties just spend recklessly. And Musk's vision, it's extremely fiscally conservative.
I saw the quote. Was it just CTIT all?
That's it, CTIT all. Pretty blunt.
Which is interesting, coming from the EV king, the guy who built Tesla on, green tech subsidies in part.
It's a fascinating pivot, and you connect that to his other recent comments, like saying the green transition can wait 50 or 100 years.
Right. That seems like a huge shift. What happened to the urgency for renewables?
It certainly suggests his priorities might be rearranging themselves.
Okay, so extreme fiscal conservatism. What's the strategy? Is he running for president?
No, apparently not. The plan is to be, quote, kingmaker, not king.
Kingmaker.
By focusing laser-like on just a few key Senate and House seats. The idea is to win just enough seats to hold the balance of power.
To be the deciding vote on contentious laws.
Exactly. In a Congress that's often really narrowly divided, even a couple of votes can swing major legislation.
Makes sense.
And look at the resources he brings. It's kind of unprecedented.
You mean the money?
Well, yeah, the money over $400 billion in personal wealth. But also direct media control through X.
Right, 220 million followers. That's a massive built-in audience.
It's a unique combination. Wealth plus a direct communication channel. A real potential disruptor.
Yeah, that kind of power is definitely new territory. But, historically, third parties in the U.S., they just don't do well.
It's true. The barriers are huge. Winner-take-all elections are brutal for smaller parties.
So that's a major hurdle.
It is. But Musk's unique position also brings up other questions, like ethical ones for some people.
Oh, so?
Well, his companies get massive government contracts. SpaceX, for example.
They do a lot with NASA and defense, right?
Billions. Like $3.8 billion in 2024 alone, including for spy satellites. So if he's leading a political party that's influencing laws...
While his companies rely on government deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the potential conflict of interest argument there.
It definitely raises flags for critics. And, even the name, the America Party, drew some criticism.
Why that?
Well, pointing out that Musk himself was born in South Africa, and his reported treasurer was born in India, leading something called the America Party.
Huh. Okay. So, lots of layers here. The feud, the policy ideas, the massive resources, but also these huge challenges and ethical questions.
It's a really complex picture.
So, thinking about this, what does it actually mean for you listening? Where could this go?
Right.
Could it just be a spoiler? It may be peeling off enough Republican votes in tight races to actually help Democrats, ironically.
That's definitely one possibility in our system.
Or could it be a real catalyst for change? Could it actually force the GOP maybe to take fiscal conservatism more seriously to counter him?
It might exert some pressure, yeah. Or at least change the conversation.
Or does it just fizzle, like so many third-party efforts before it? Maybe Musk loses interest, or the structural barriers are just too high.
History suggests that's a strong possibility too. It takes sustained effort and organization.
It really is an incredible situation when you step back. This intersection of like immense personal wealth, technological power through platforms like X, and raw political disruption, all rolled into one.
It feels very 21st century, doesn't it?
It really does. What stands out most to you about this whole situation? Something to chew on.